And joining us now is Democratic Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, first, we have a lot to get to today, but let me ask you about the lack of progress on getting the food in. There's a show of an effort the last 72 hours, as our correspondent Ralph Sanchez just reported. But from all that I'm reading with the UN food aid people, the relief organizations are just not seeing it on the ground.
Well, it has been really a year in which Israel has put up so many obstacles to both nutritional aid, food aid, clean water, medicine in Gaza. And it has put the United States in the position of being complicit with this horrendous level of suffering. So I had hoped that the 30-day notice that President Biden put out in combination with a good outcome in the election might have dramatically changed that. It's been now at least 3 weeks that virtually no aid has gotten into northern Gaza. So a horrific situation is made that much worse. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's going to be much change in that approach. We're going to continue to see very little humanitarian assistance make it to the several million people who are there in Gaza.
And of course, if this, as expected, becomes Marco Rubio's State Department, and his confirmation would be, relatively easy, compared to some of the choices that have been floated. A lot of the career people at the State Department and others are relieved that a senator who was the vice chair of Senate Intelligence and on the Foreign Relations Committee, you've worked with him. What is your take on Marco Rubio as the next Secretary of State?
Yes. I think he's a very good nominee. I have worked very closely with Marco Rubio on issues from the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. We paired up on that, to the Taiwan Relations Act. We've worked together on issues related to Hong Kong and the blocking the provision of tools that the police use in Hong Kong to suppress dissent. So there's a human rights element to his work that has been significant. He's been the chair or co-chair of the China Commission that I also am a co-chair on. So we've worked very closely on these issues. Is someone you can sit down and talk to and is well informed on foreign affairs.
What do you think of Mike Walls, congressman from Florida?